Good morning, everyone. Hello and Happy New Year to everybody from Melbourne, Australia. It's a huge privilege for me today to share with you an exciting new initiative that is being considered by the Presidential Cabinet of the ISPRM. So, we are considering setting up a Global Mentorship Task Force under the auspices of the ISPRM, which is going to be global and highly structured. And I wanted to share that with you today. So, thank you for this opportunity. A little bit of background. Now, many of you attended the Congress in Marrakesh in November last year, which was amazing, a lot of fun, extremely large number of good sessions and workshops. It was great. For me, the highlight was attending a workshop organized by Dr. Tawab Khalil from Pakistan. You know him as your co-chair of the Communications Committee. He and his team organized a workshop on the challenges faced by mentors and mentees within the ISPRM. So we know, for instance, feedback from that particular session was very constructive, but it also highlighted a number of deficiencies which as a society we need to address as we move forward. Some of the challenges highlighted included difficulty for members in low and middle income countries in particular who were keen to participate and contribute to the ISPRM, but also contribute locally within their own societal structures to enhance the visibility and advocacy for rehabilitation medicine. So moving on from that, essentially what happened was that many of you know that we, the PC, approved a revision of the mission and the pillars of future strategy for development of the ISPRM. And these pillars included workforce development, capacity building, competence in research and evidence-based practices, and uniformity of educational processes and so forth, along with advocacy, communication strategies, and of course, operations and fiscal health. So a very large number of areas that we have to promote as we move our society into the next decade. So moving on from there, as part of this workshop in Morocco, the strategies and how we could operate and structure a workforce was developed, led by Tawab, of course. And essentially, we wanted to emphasize the fact that mentorship in itself is a critical enabler for strengthening the global workforce within ISPRM. And it helps advance academic excellence and also promotes equity across all our WHO regional representatives and memberships. With that in mind, we decided that we would have a more structured, implementable workforce structure that is based more on a hub and spoke type of model, which emphasizes mentor training, regional leadership, and specific measurable outcomes that relate both to the mentor and to the mentee. And this would then allow us to comply with our current mission that we're trying to promote of capacity developing, enhancing our workforce capacity for equitable regional responsive mentorship that empowers all our physicians, especially from the low and middle income countries, to advance clinical practice, research, academics, and general leadership skills to take us forward into the next decade. With that in mind, we decided that we would look at some trained, ethical, culturally competent PRM mentors. So not everyone is set out temperamentally or otherwise to be a mentor. We need to have at least 1 year mentorship programs that are equitable and easily accessible, and must allow the lesser developed regions to participate more actively. We also wanted to have strict evaluating and reporting mechanisms so that whatever we do in the future is all justifiable and have strict key performance indicators that we can report back on. Now, with this in mind, we hope to have a generic ISPRM group membership application, which anyone can access, hopefully, and people can join for 2-year terms with capacity to perhaps extend that. All of this will be decided after the Presidential Cabinet reviews the proposal, hopefully in the coming weeks, and fingers crossed approves it. Now, in terms of the organizational structure, in terms of office and terms and so forth, there will be a main chair of the task force, and under this person will be all WHO region representative task force co-chairs, so to speak. And under them we'll have a secretary and the general membership. There will also be a board that oversees that. But again, these are decisions that we have not yet decided. And of course, once the BC decide how we can proceed, I can give you more details on this. The task force chair and the co-chair's responsibilities will be clearly defined, and their job really is to provide strategic leadership and oversight. And there will be sort of monthly or 6-weekly or 2-monthly meetings, which will involve the regional mentor chair leads. And of course, we may have a mentee representative as well. And its work agenda must align with the ISPRM strategic framework that has already been endorsed in line with the WHO 2030 plan. Similarly, we really want a hub and spoke model. So for instance, sitting in Melbourne, that is not a great, it's too far, it's not a great option for people from Africa or from Europe to come all the way to Australia. There has to be regional ownership and regional development or leadership development. So we need to coordinate the mentor and the mentee recruitment within each of the WHO regions, and we need to match the mentor and the mentee so culturally and geographically and otherwise they are feasible matches. Otherwise, it's too challenging for the mentees, as we heard at the Morocco Congress. And also there will be bi-monthly perhaps updates of where the task force is and what the agenda is and where they are sitting in terms of achievement of the set goals. With regards to the mentors, there's a large number of extremely well qualified, extremely generous with their time and effort rehab medicine physicians in our society. But not everyone has the opportunity to contribute, and others are not able to contribute because of work and other commitments. And we're very mindful of that. So there will be a structured outline of who can be a mentor, what do they need to do, what do they need to do to upskill the mentorship sort of training, and we will outline that clearly in the coming months. Similarly, for the mentees, it's not ad hoc. They have to commit to being mentored by someone. They must be within the mentee program for about 12 months or so. The program for each would be designed for the mentee. Now, each mentee who wants to be mentored will have their own goals, their own sort of leadership or other skills they want to enhance, and they would be considered within that. And why I want this to work really well is because in Australia, for example, each of our advanced trainees have a plan. They have a learning contract with their supervisor, and that really helps the supervisor or the mentor decide how they can best help that mentee or that trainee or that junior physician into best getting to those goals, really. All in all, there will be a very strict, rigid reporting system, which is very doable, so it won't be too onerous. There will be an annual report in the ISPRM annual book of reports, and every ISPRM World Congress, there would be an opportunity to have a workshop and to have a scientific session or a working session, or however the task force wants to structure that. Now, we are going to require some resources, which we are looking at into now. There will be an online platform, which could be Zoom or Teams or WebEx, which will conduct online teaching and webinars and so forth, and also an opportunity for open discussions from the region perhaps, where they could then feed into the central task force about what challenges they're facing and how they overcome. So it's a mutual learning exercise in that context, and we can improve it as we go, because it is just a start, so we're not sure what we will find over the longer term. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work. Tawav and his team have done a really good job in having an outline of the framework, which I'll just share with you very briefly because of time. So we hope to establish this task force by our next meeting, the Congress, hopefully, in Vancouver, of course, after the PC approval. We are then going to have the phase 2, which is our hub creation, and we'll do a mentor recruitment, which will be from the regions. Nomination will come from the regions, from regional societies, and there will be a very fair, equitable, transparent process in how we do that. There will be mentor certification and what are the requirements for people to be mentors. There will be a certified mentor pool, and there will be open disclosure regarding that. We will also have the mentee matching and recruitment, and this is really important. It has to be culturally and regionally appropriate, and the mentorship agreements or learning contracts could be designed as per the mentee requirements. And there will be a formal 12-month period of mentorship. There will be a format that we will design that will allow people to put in their goals, achievement, and ongoing challenges, and how we could help them in the future, for example, or other mentees. There will be supervision of the mentoring in form of the regional lead who will oversight and support the mentors and the mentees as required. There will be a mid-cycle feedback evaluation and end-of-cycle evaluation of how the process goes, and we will use equip, plan, action, and then review and then improve kind of implementation strategy. We will have key performance indicators that will be assessed and revised if appropriate, because really one thing that we really want is it not to be too onerous, because everybody's busy and we just want to make sure that there's enough support and time and shared kind of workload so we can do better. And last is the annual report to the ISPRM workbook annually, and also identification of future mentors and how we can plan the next 12-month cycle. So currently the plan is that this proposal for the task force formation be approved by the PC. We have a meeting in the coming week, and so hopefully we'll have some good news soon. And secondly, this is really a call out to all of you to hear that we have heard very constructive feedback from trainees as well as the young and middle career rehab medicine physicians within our society and various memberships across the 5 WHO regions. We hear you, and the plan is that we are working on how we can support our academic workforce recruitment in the future as we move into the next decade of a strategic plan for our society. And last but not the least, this task force will vertically report, of course, to the PC and to the EC, but also horizontal communication with other SIGs and with other committees. So, for example, International Exchange Committee, the Communications Committee, the Education Committee, and also the Leadership and Nomination Committees. So the horizontal communication of this particular task force will be particularly relevant because it is a lot of work and we don't need to replicate it. And if we share some of the work as we work towards a common agenda, we will be much more successful. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all in Canada, in Vancouver, at our next meeting in May this year. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.